there, but we're live. Red dot's going. We're here for another episode of the Holin None Pod. The same boys, Hayden High Tees, the man, the myth, the legend, and Danny Bagels, Danny Bidness, Danny B, whatever you want to call him. And today we have a very, very special episode. We have Zach Maxwell, the local legend here in Brisbane, hoping to have a good chat. This is really exciting for us because we have a ton of questions as a bunch of hacks who just want to get better at golf. And we'll talk about one or two hits that we may have hit well during a game, but knowing someone who can hit it as consistently and as good as you is really exciting for us. So we have a bit of a format. We're going to ask a couple questions, and then we're going to finish off, I think, with a little bit of a rapid fire round for you. I'm going to do the rapid fire. Danny B, Hayden High Tees, they don't even know what those questions are, but I promise you they won't be too invasive. And I'm going to get the boys to rate your answers at the end too, to see how you did.
Sweet as, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm keen as.
No worries. Hayden, I'm going to let Hayden lead it off, take us from here, and hope we have a good time.
Yeah, cool. Look, I guess, where did Zach come from? I guess, is it like, I've known you for what, 2 years now? I think maybe 2 years, a little bit over.
Yeah.
Met him through mutual friends and went down and started playing the course. Obviously met you in the pro shop, and I think that's sort of before the journey kicked off. You were sort of, maybe you were transitioning maybe before you went to America.
Transitioning into professional.
And like you had that whole trip planned, and when was it going to happen, and it was real exciting. And then I think then you shot off to the US and played some competitions. And like it was quite interesting. Like I'd sort of message you, and while you were over the States, you'd get us spots on the golf course and things like that. And I'd sort of be like,
hey, that.
Yeah, how you playing, buddy? And then eventually I got put into the the group WhatsApp, where sort of everyone sort of got Zach updates, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was a cool little chat.
So and I think the main thing I noticed from that is I think you went over to the US, and like there was those some of those fields were really, really good. Like
crazy good.
And I know that you came back. I'm just going to shortcut maybe 2 months of your life here just to get to the point. You came back, and I know that you started playing even better when you got back. And I think at one point you shot like some crazy low scores around your home course. What do you sort of attribute that to? Like you went away and maybe didn't play your best, and you came back and started playing like an absolute animal. Like what do you think? Where do you think that came from?
Yeah, well, it clearly had the conditioning of playing so much competitive golf in the US, like had to have played a part. But I got to be honest, when I came home, all I was doing was I was flowing. Like there was no fear. Not that there was too much before, but I just no thoughts. Like I was just playing golf, and it was pretty easy to remember like all the draw on the good memories of playing around my home courses, just because they felt so fun again. I've been away from the course for a while, and I could just put it all together and piece some crazy rounds together actually.
I think you mentioned maybe, was it like an 8 under or something like that?
I shot 10 under in the same week at where was it? It was at Royal in the Saturday comp, and then Virginia in the Thursday comp.
10 under twice in a row.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right.
Like I don't know. Yeah, I'd never even shot 10 before. In my life before that.
Are those close to course records?
Unofficial, yeah.
Unofficial.
Like different tees and stuff. Like it's always funky, the record. I mean, we even had our local pro-am here in tournament conditions at Virginia. One of the fellas had 9 under, and even that was unofficial just because we had 1 tee forward, 1 tee further back. It's like always so hard to, I don't know what's the course record nowadays.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Hey, just on that, before you went to the US to play, when did you actually decide? And this is really, I'm really curious about this. So, because growing up, I'm originally from Canada. Growing up, there was never a thought in my mind, or even any of my friends, about thinking about playing golf professionally, or at what point you could do that. Whereas here, I find you can play all year round, and there's a lot more people involved in golf. When did you decide that you wanted to try to make a career of it?
I always played golf my whole life, but when I was 15 or 16, I gave up footy and just played golf. Footy being AFL.
Yeah,
And
the good footy. I got it.
yeah, the Aussie stuff. And then yeah, I think it came from watching it on TV. I never even appreciated it as a kid until like I started watching. I loved Ricky a lot, and Tiger. I just started watching him, and I was like, I want to do this every day. Like, and I was doing it already every day, but I wanted it to be like my number one priority because I was playing cricket, AFL. I was even doing like some weird martial arts. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Even into school sport, just whatever my mates were doing, I was doing and trying to beat them at. but I gave that all up just to play golf. I had a good crew at the club, a few young fellas, and we were there every day after school, no matter what it took, whether it was a train or two, a bus, bit of a skateboard. We just got there.
Cool.
What about you? Hayden sort of spoke about you went off to America and played over there. Tell us how that whole experience was. Had you been to America before? Had you played golf over there before, or was it really a trial by fire once you got there?
I played the World Junior when I was 12 in La Jolla, California. Hope that's right.
Sounds right.
And
That's good.
yeah, it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
That was it prior, and then
How'd you do in that tournament?
I would have come like 90th out of like 200 kids. It was like probably my first ever big event, and I actually played pretty good. I think I shot all rounds in the 70s.
I mean, being
12-year-old.
being 12, shooting in the 70s. I mean, did you
Yeah,
feel did you feel pressure or?
It wasn't as impressive as it sounds. Those junior courses over there are set up pretty snacky. They're a bit shorter, and they help you out a lot.
But you're 12, so I mean.
Yeah, there's the 12's not too
No,
far off.
like I'm just saying they're real short. Like they're not like playing off the Reds here. They really do help you out.
Yeah.
So you went over there with minimal experience on a proper American golf course. Then how'd you find it when you jumped in and played? How was the whole experience?
Well, I had Dad there, and another mate and his dad. It was almost just a holiday for us as young kids. I don't think I truly appreciated the fact that it was a World Junior at the time. And that memory's still probably hard to draw, and I just remember it being a tournament just like any other, and I didn't quite value the length of the flight or where I was. I mean, I'm a 12-year-old kid. I was probably a bit arrogant and didn't quite like I said, appreciate it as much as I should have.
I mean, when you're 12, you're probably like, wow, they have in-flight movies. This is amazing. I can't believe I get to see this.
I know, it would just be like the most stupid stuff. Like I'd see be like, wow, these teas over here that they make in this club, like they're awesome. Like it was always the most little things we'd be picking up, not even appreciating the fact that like we're in America and we're playing like different types of athletes. And I remember some of those kids I versed are even like on tour now, a couple of them on the Asian tour. I remembered I played with a couple of them when I was 12.
How does it feel though, around that same time, being a 12-year-old? Like, I feel like I'm hot shit sometimes when I score 40 Stableford points and beat 200-odd adults on a Saturday, and I shoot like 88 or something. I'm the man. How does it feel being a 12-year-old playing like a Saturday comp and like beating off the stick, like I said, stroke comp, beating maybe 200, 250 odd, 20, 30, 40-year-olds? Like that must be pretty strange.
That's huge. No, that is. I think that's what Australians have as an advantage. Like you mentioned before, you don't have that in where you grew up back in Canada, the big golfing community. Like I used to wake up every Saturday morning like it was the Masters, round one. And I've actually got clear, vivid memories of being a young kid crying when it rained out. Just because that day meant so much to get out there and just try and beat the members every day and the leaderboard, check it at the end. I'm just but I just lived for it. Like I used to even go there with Dad at we'd open the shop because he worked there. He still does. And we'd open the shop at 4:30. My tee off wouldn't be till 7:30. I'd be on the range sometimes in the dark or in the putting green, or just sitting in the shop smashing a brekkie pie.
Nice. I think it's a strange atmosphere playing with the juniors. I did it for a little while at Redcliffe. They got, like, obviously, as you know, a really good junior program there. And a couple of Saturdays in a row, I played with one of the guys. I think he's like maybe 15, 16, and he's off about 5 or 6 handicap, significantly better than me. But I like shot my course record playing with him the first time, because I was just like, this isn't happening. Like, and he made me play so much better because he was so much better than me. And I was like, I'm not going to go and like blow out in front of this 15-year-old. And to his credit, like, his dad, he was so good to play with, and just like, you know, like could hang with adults, could hold conversation down. And I think that's half the battle for juniors too. I think, you know, like, they get a bad rap sometimes with the older folks, especially the really old members.
I think it's necessary though, because it humbles a kid very quickly, this sport. I mean, like, talking to every single generation, having to communicate with them and not offend anyone. I was doing it since I was like 5 years old in the shop.
Yeah.
And it's something that you should be excited to get better at. I mean, it's good to hear that kid's actually like really good at it, and that'll take him a long way in the industry, I think, even just in regards to even talking to sponsors, talking to other athletes, and just coming across professional.
I think too, I was just gonna say, I think too, like, especially a kid coming in and you know, playing golf every day, you're gonna be with random groups a lot, and I think you have to build that rapport. Like, I do it, you know, I went out the other day by myself on Sunday, and you know, you just find random people. If you love playing golf, you'll find something to talk about, and you're always respectful. And the kids that I've played with, a lot of times there's parents with their kids there. They're the easiest people to talk to, right? They're just like they're real chill. They don't seem like kids. They seem very mature for their age, and maybe golf just builds that.
Yeah, it truly does. It truly does.
That's gotta be one of the better things about playing golf, even just casually, right? Is you can go and make best friends with someone for 4 hours and just never talk to them again for the rest of your life. But you've spent 4.5 hours with someone and had an absolutely great time. You know, it's something that a lot of people who don't play golf won't experience. You know, flying into your home course or whatever, and even yourself going over to America, meeting other people, you might not ever see them again, but it's always you've always got stories to share with them. So.
Oh, for sure. And one day I might run back into them down the road, and they'll remember, and they'll be ready to take care of you.
So back to the beyond the playing the juniors when you were 12, playing golf in the U.S., trying to make it professionally in the U.S. How did you find it compared to playing in Australia? Yeah, I know you had a really good community here. Did you find the same vibe or feeling when you were in the U.S.?
Well, I'd only ever played. I haven't actually played a full year on the Aussie tour. Just to like kind of put that there. I haven't, still to this day, I haven't got full status on the Aussie tour. That's something I've been working hard for. I've missed by a couple shots 2 years in a row. So what I have done in Australia is I've been pre-qualifying into the tour events for the last 2 to 3 years. This is my first year playing pro-ams. Just due to COVID, a few of the category systems have made it a bit harder, but I'm grateful now to be where I am now. But then America to me I didn't really have a bar. Like, it was just a tour to play on. I was playing this mini tour. It was called the All Pro Tour, and it followed around the Corn Ferry schedule. So I would pre-qualify for a Corn Ferry, and if you make it, you would go play the Corn Ferry, and if you miss it, you play the All Pro Tour. And their All Pro Tour is like a $150,000 US event. It's like bigger than it's bigger than half the Aussie tour events at the moment, and that's their mini circuit.
That's bigger than the Queensland Championship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and so I could pay an entry fee and guaranteed to play it.
Wow.
And so it's because I didn't have much in my home country. That just seemed like what I had to do. Like, I didn't want to waste another year. I did already, not waste. I spent a year in Australia just doing pre-qualifiers. I felt like if I'm going to do the same thing again, I may as well pursue something overseas for a good 3 months, do some fundraising, learn some more, try and just get an upper hand on golf and what you got to learn. It takes a long time.
Well, I was going to ask too, do you think there's a cap in terms of the skill level you can achieve in Australia versus the US? Like, do you think that if you go to the US, you can increase your skill more than staying here?
That's such a good question.
It's a loaded question, but yeah.
That's a good question because I'm trying so hard not to roast anything here.
Yeah.
but yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So
like the talent there is just like Haydos said when he played with the really good young fella and he rose to the occasion and had one of his best rounds. That's like that for everyone. It's like when you get a good group and you're with a pro that starts hot, he might be 4 under and you only made 2. You'll find a way to keep up. You'll find a way to feed off each other, keep it going. But in America, it feels like everyone you get paired with is 5 under through 7.
Wow.
And I honestly feel like that's, you just come across dudes you've never heard of in your life. They swing it like an octopus and they just go nuts. They just play golf. They play pure golf and they play it so good.
I remember following you on some of those leaderboards were getting put into that WhatsApp group, obviously. And to your credit, dude, you were so close so many times. It was.
Yeah, I think I missed like 4 or 5 cuts by 1 shot.
Yeah. It was. I was nervous watching you as the updates were coming in. So it was like you did yourself proud, honestly. Like you did such a great job, and 1 or 2 putts here or there probably could have been the difference. But hey, you came back, started kicking ass, so that's awesome. I noticed last week I did a little bit of a search. T12 on Monday
at
Brisbane.
Brizzy, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's another fantastic effort there.
That was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to talk us through that one? How did that go? Was that a 1 day?
Yeah, 1 day. I had my dad out there. He's my coach. Kind of working on a lot in the mind game at the moment. And it started to click in my last 2 rounds. I've really started to grasp the concept of it between myself and my mind coach and my dad as well. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. It's a lot to do with kind of disconnecting to the result, and it's very in depth. If there's a question on it, I might answer it. But apart from that, Brisbane went very well. I'm starting to play golf in a very relaxed and intentful way, and using my energy wisely out there. One thing I like saying is like you're out there for 5 hours, but you're only playing golf for 40 minutes. You try and keep it 40 minutes because it's pretty damn hard already.
Yeah. Do you think that's like almost like a form of meditation when you're out there, or is that? Yeah,
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of
the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone does. I don't care who you are, how good you are.
Even when you're not playing golf, man. Like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on that note, we're coming into another pro-am, and I mean, I spoke to you earlier on tonight. Just so happens that I'm going to be playing too, and it's the the highest person in Queensland pro-am is Redcliffe.
Yeah, this is the biggest one on the circuit.
How many times have you played Redcliffe? Would you say?
No idea. One of my good mates, 50 to 100 more.
Cool. So it's not like you're rushing out there today to go to a practice round or something like that.
Nah, I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. I'll play 18. I love just seeing it the day before. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's not much you can do about that, but it's 20 minutes away, so I got to take that up while I got it right.
Yeah, cool. And that's, I think, the afternoon they've shut it down for you guys. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'll go out there with my mate. And I'll just, hopefully we can get in a cart and I can just whip around a quick 18 and get home and sleep. But you just go with the flow, get what you can in. But I love that course. I love the tee shots. There'll be a couple I'll double check on the day, kind of look at the wind, determine what I'll probably look at for 2 days in a row. Try and keep it pretty similar. But I'm excited to play there, and excited to keep putting like the practices I got into play.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's exciting. I think the big purse there is pretty cool, and like I've never had much to do with that side of golf before, so I'm really excited to be down there. And like I said to you, hopefully I don't do anything stupid. And
No, you won't.
if you hear a 4, just like watch out, because it's probably coming from it's a left to
There'll
right.
probably be a few. There'll be heaps around that joint. There's a you can easily hit a stray ball where you shouldn't around there on top of another group.
What's a good score for you at Redcliffe, do you think? What are you going to be aiming for on Thursday?
Ooh. Damn.
Because it's what, a par 71, I think, is it?
71, yeah. I honestly think if you're shooting 4 to 5 under per round, you've always got a sniff. Conditions mean everything. Depends if the wind picks up. How much they tuck the pins around there, they could defend it. I mean, I could say 4 or 5, and then you go out there, all the pins are in the middle. It's a beautiful day, and someone's shooting 10.
I can probably guarantee for you they're not going to be in the middles, because I think they did a test run on Saturday, and I went out there and it defeated me. And then I actually was so defeated that I came back again on Sunday and played it again and played a lot better. So I feel better about myself. But they definitely weren't in the middle. They weren't red flags. They were tucked behind bunkers and all kinds of weird shit. So it's set up for you boys and not me. So
yeah, I think over 10 won last year.
Yeah, that's usually what we go for, when we go out there. What would you say your favorite course in Brisbane is, and then maybe your favorite course in Australia?
In Brizzy, very biased. I love my home track, Virginia. Very good at the moment. It is unreal. The boys are doing very well there. We got a new dam there, so we got no excuses on the water side.
Yeah.
I think that we can carry through a whole season of golf looking pretty damn good, that course, and we're just doing very good. And apart from that, I love Royal Queensland as well. It's a cool tournament championship layout, and it'll continue to get better, that place.
So who in terms of Virginia, like who has the course record there at the moment?
They're working on that. Nathan Page, he shot 9 under. Just because we've been changing the course layout around, so he'll hold like the new. We're gonna call that probably a tournament course, and he'll hold the record for that at 9 under.
Okay.
Yeah. So we play 2 very short. It's actually really cool. We play 2 off the ladies.
Okay.
And you got to go over the corner, straight at the green, over the hazard.
Okay.
Which holes are you talking about? Just because we've played a fair bit of Virginia, courtesy of yourself. So
yeah. So 2 is the really cool one. It's very forward. 11 they play right off the front of the ladies and put the pin just over the bunker, so you'll drive it all the way down there and have nothing with your chip. So I hit like a 4-iron and then hit a pitching wedge. And then on 18, there's a tiger tee way back. It's like 430, 440, par 4 into the wind. It was, I think I went driver the other day off it.
Driver off the deck.
You darted it.
Yeah, it was so into the wind.
Nice. Love it, Dad. Hey, just quickly going back, you mentioned that your dad is your coach, your mental coach. You grew up. Is he the director there as well?
Yeah, so he's the director of golf at Virginia. He is he's my coach, not my mental coach. My mental coach is member Royal at the moment.
Okay.
He's a good fella, James Clark.
Yep.
But back on that, Dad's been at the course for 20 plus years, pretty much my whole life. I don't remember a life with him not being there. So
yeah. Did he ever put pressure on you growing up to get into golf? Yeah.
The only thing he cared about or ever got annoyed with was if I wasn't having fun, or he only gets angry if I got angry. and only annoyed if I'm not having fun.
Right. People listening to this with dad issues are going to be calling you up, mate, and asking for your dad's number.
They call him the king,
seems
don't
like
they?
seems like a great
Yeah.
guy.
Pretty boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
He's a good
Yeah,
man.
he's very he's one of the highest praised blokes in golf in Queensland or the area. Everyone loves him. I hear it from everyone, even people I've never met before. They'll be like, your dad's like one of the nicest blokes ever, even from back in the day. So he must have carried that through a very long time.
They probably didn't tell you all the good stories.
No, I think they're hiding them.
I've got something I've been planning to ask you about. Speaking of, coaches and caddies and
Mhm.
general all good going blokes. I'm gonna try and get this to work. Give me a second. Can you see this picture?
Yeah.
Talk us through this, Zach. What's being said?
I'm assuming.
How did you get there, and what's being said?
Oh, it's gone white. Hey, oh, never mind.
Let me try and remember. So this green's crazy. It's
Hold on.
And he hit this
How did you
wet-
get there? Why are you caddying for Midway Lee? What's happening? I remember you tried to qualify, right?
Yeah. We stayed together in a couple tournaments growing up, probably like the SA Junior. There was actually twice I caddied for him as an amateur where I missed the cut by don't even remember, missed the cut. And he was either staying with me or was at my buddy's. And I caddied for him twice and he won both of them. Like one was the Avondale medal and one was the SA amateur. Like huge events. One's at Royal Adelaide and the other at Avondale. I think in those 5 rounds I caddied, he would have been like 20. I remember it was 20 to 25 under par. Something you shouldn't be shooting around those courses.
All right.
And I would like to say that I didn't even talk to him, mate. I would like to say that he remembered that when he hit me up the week before this, a week or two before, and he said, "Do you want to caddy?" Because he knows I'm a member there too. I replied and I said, "I'm actually keen to play it, so I'll try and qualify first." I missed that qualifier by 2.
Yeah.
And then I texted him and said that he's lucky enough to have me caddy.
This is Royal Queensland, is it? On an Australian Open a couple of years ago?
Yeah. This would have been
No, this is just
3
the
years
PGA
ago.
Championship.
PGA Championship. Okay, cool. Yeah. So for those who are listening, it's a picture of Zach caddying for Midway Lee, giving him some green advice by the looks of it. Did he make that putt?
No way. That's one of the hardest putts on the course. I think I was just telling him where to leave it, like not even look at the hole. That's where I'm pointing.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. With the layup
Yeah.
putt.
This is a give up moment.
I'm like, get out of here, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's post haircut too.
Yeah. Do you see my hair? Obviously, that photo actually saved me. I'm glad you didn't get another one.
Yeah, I found a couple, but I was like, I'm gonna let them off easy. So
Yeah, it's my first. You can leave me alone for that.
I like the mustache. That was classy.
Yeah. No, the hair was crazy and frizzy as all ever too. It was almost like an afro.
Off the back of that, we're big. I obviously, I gave you a link to the pod the other week, and I know you've been busy with Pro-Am, so you probably haven't listened to a lot of it. But we've always been big supporters of Min. He always features in our bets, and just like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh man, we listened to Nirvana before they were Nirvana kind of thing. Like we've always watched Min when he was playing DP World Tour, and it feels like the Americans are just like, oh, this guy's really cool. But like
it happens all the time.
We're like, and it's really cool to see for him. He seems like a very genuine bloke, and you can probably speak to this. We love the success he's having. So
he's such a cool, honest dude. He doesn't lie to you. If he doesn't feel like something, he doesn't feel like something. If he wants something, he'll tell you. I think that plays a big part in where he is now. You just can't mess around, eh? And I learn a lot off guys like him when it comes to that. And yeah, it's just a matter of you got to be a little bit straightforward.
Yeah.
Not always be a yes man, which I think a lot of guys trying to please the crowd do. But yeah, we're all still learning. But guys like that teach me a lot.
Yeah, cool. And so I guess outside of Redcliffe, coming back into doing Q schools again, what's in the immediate future for you? Where's next? Like, what's the next goal? What's the next big thing?
Yeah.
I mean, 75 grand on Friday wouldn't be bad, but past that.
Yeah, for sure. My eyes are always out of Australia, so I've always got something cooking on that aspect. For me at the moment, it's Asian Tour School should open in the next month or two, and would be played in December or January, and that'll be at the Blue Canyon Resort in Phuket. I played that last year and didn't make it. But you just got to keep showing up, and I'm keen to go back there and kind of put what I learned into play again and make really good use of the trip.
Well, I think after seeing the casual 71 today, just without breaking a sweat, I think you'll be fine, mate.
Today? Did you see that?
Yeah. You made the mistake of giving me your golf link number, so now I can just see whatever you're doing. So I got you covered now.
Did you see that?
So,
Did you see that comeback? Oh,
No,
you can only see the.
I can't see the card. I can't see the card. It literally just dinged a little while ago, and it's like Zach lodged a score. I was like, what? Oh yeah, that's right.
Damn.
So,
no, I was like
anyway.
4 over through 9 today. I was just straight from training to the course, and then started shocking. But I'm glad I turned that into a 71 for you to say that.
Yeah, I mean, like those are the best ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think Mr. Shanky Watts has got some rapid fire ready for you if you're okay with that.
Well, hold on. Oh, we may have another question from
I've got
DB.
one more question I want to ask you. You just talk about that going straight from training. Just as a aimless range slogger, sometimes with purpose, sometimes without, which was demonstrated by Shanky's picture of my divots a few weeks ago. When you go to do your training, what does that actually look like, and you know what does it look like for you in terms of purpose? And you've already spoken about the mental side of it, but yeah, how do you practice effectively? And maybe what advice would you give to a couple of mid to high teen golfers? What does it look like when you get out on the range?
I've personally constructed my program, which took me probably it gets edited all the time, but I'm at probably a year of making it now, and it contains 3 things, and it's you got flow practice, you've got technical practice, and then you've got competitive practice. And it's about for me, it's about merging the flow and the technical together to then go and put some pressure on it, compete, and show that it can perform under the pump. And I've got that written out under every aspect of the game. So for you guys, it could be as simple as your flow practice could be hitting 3-footers with your eyes shut. Just hold 10. And then, mine are as simple as that sometimes. And then technical maintenance could be whatever your coach told you to do, whether it's strengthen your right hand, feel it release, anything. And then your competitive practices, now hole 4 on a wicked slope without missing, and don't leave until you do that. Or set a 15-minute timer and you got to do that and try and beat that time every time and write it down. And doing that on every aspect of the game for me is the key to always improving, because you're always getting a quicker time on your short game drill. You're always getting your eyes shut. You're holding them quicker. Some days you're holding them over a longer span of time, and then that's when I'll go to dad and I'll be like, it was pretty shocking today. And then you'll look at it and you'll talk about it. You go back out there and do the same thing the next day.
So flow, technique, and competitiveness, and bringing those 2 things together to compete. Yeah, I like that. So don't just go and smash a large bucket and then go play, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to practice with purpose.
I
you know?
take that personally.
And
Yeah, I like it. Practice
Yeah,
with purpose.
or-
It's a good one.
Do you set yourself a time limit, or are you just like, I'm gonna practice until I achieve my goal?
I love getting lost out there sometimes. I've actually been told by I need to set more time limits because I'll find myself doing something for like stupid long.
Yeah.
Which can be cool in like a David Goggins mindset. Like I was out here for 10 hours, like cool. But like you're holding no parts. Like if you're missing them, just like go do some chipping, relax, have some food, come back out, and then do better. Yeah, I try and time it, and just beat my times now. I used to just sit out there until I do it. Definitely gave me some grit, but you can really, it's not as fun.
I didn't practice for a while, and then Saturday, I finally, because I have a stupid job, I had some time to actually practice, and my plan was to practice for an hour and then go home and spend time with family, and I ended up practicing for 3 hours. And my problem is that I'm a tinkerer, so I'm working on one thing for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try this, and then all of a sudden I've tried like
you need to set
30 different things. So for me, I think I have to set times and just be like, yep, I've achieved that one thing I was trying to do and step away. But yeah,
if you achieve it, it should be like you have 15 minutes to do your putting. I don't care if you finish on a 10 putt or a 4 putt. Like that's how the game of golf works. Sometimes you got to walk off the 18th green and you had a 9 up the last, and you got to go hand in your card and pretend like life's all good. It's just it's the nature of the game, and we got to practice that way.
Yeah.
Set your 15 minutes. If it ends good, it ends good. If it ends bad, end bad. If anything, it'll help you mentally too, to just like transition to that moving on factor. It's very powerful. It's been what I'm working on, and I definitely rave about it.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you have a solid structure to yours, and something I think we can all learn from.
I like hearing that. No, that's definitely the goal.
What do you think, Hayden? Time for rapid fire?
Yeah, man. Hit him with
Fire
these
away.
rapid questions. Don't let him off easy either.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Zach Maxwell. I hope you're well now. Look, I'm gonna ask you 10 rapid fire questions.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get then the boys to rate your answers and let you know what they think about your answers. Now, these aren't just golf questions; these are life questions too. All right.
Are we rating like straight after I answer?
No. At the very end. They'll rate you and be like, mate, you got to work out some personal issues, or they'll be like, yeah, I agree with his choices. One or the other.
All right. I'm gonna focus.
All right. So rapid fire round. I'll start off easy, simple question. I think the first one will be an easy one for you. I definitely know what Danny Business would pick. We'll start off. Would you rather play and live or DP?
Oh, DP.
Okay. Your day off. Would you rather play a round of golf or spend a day fishing?
Golf.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Growing on me. I actually like it now.
Okay. Would you rather play a round of golf with Greg Norman or Fred Couples?
Greg Norman.
Okay. Who has the prettiest swing?
Tiger.
Virginia Golf Club or Royal Queensland?
Virginia.
US Open or the Open?
US Open.
Goldies or Great Northerns?
Northerns.
Yeah, good call on that one.
Yeah.
What's worse, ball in a divot hole on the fairway or slow play?
Ball in the divot hole.
And the final question, yes or no, was 9/11 an inside job?
You don't have to answer that.
I'm not answering that.
Turn this camera off.
All right.
Thanks for the chat, guys.
No way, boys. What do you think?
Look,
I
I
thought
was
you were
slow
going
on
to
a
go straight
couple.
for Liv because I thought that Liv is where the money is obviously.
Oh, mate, from
but-
what
No,
we've
I
learned
like
this
playing
interview,
golf.
Mac's a golf
Yeah.
connoisseur. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
taking
yeah,
that
yeah.
money.
I like.
I guess
I
for
like
the
playing
DP, all the
golf.
guys will be coming back to the DP soon, right? Obviously, you got to go Virginia, your
Mm.
home course. Playing out of a divot, yeah, I had one the other day. It's I mean, if I'm struggling, if you're struggling out of it, then yeah, I'll definitely struggle out of it.
I had one
so.
today.
Yeah. How do you go about that?
Mm.
That's a quick one. If you hit a beautiful drive onto a fairway and you thought you've absolutely pured it and you're sitting in a giant divot of somebody else's, what do you do to get yourself out of that situation, or do you just hit and hope?
I think he just hit. I think he just hits
Usually
it
I
like you do, Dan.
loft up.
Loft up,
Get digging.
take an extra club,
Yeah.
one less club.
No, loft up, chuck it back in the stance, and just rip it. Usually, unless there's other
it, I like
factors. Yeah. Usually don't put too much thought to it. You just gotta play as if it won't affect it, and then don't be bothered when it does affect it.
Yeah, the mental game. There you go.
The interesting
Yeah,
one
big
that got
time.
me was the pure swing. That's the best swing, Tiger. I know that
Yeah.
Shanky's
Not
a big
the
Adam Scott
current.
guy.
Yeah,
Big
it's
Adam
Adam
Scott
Scott.
guy.
Yes.
It's Adam
But
Scott without a
hey,
question.
I'm gonna raise you here, and like you can call me full of shit or not,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna go. I think, well, maybe not the best, but Nelly Corder is pure.
Swings are pure. Just
Hayden has a giant crush on Nelly Corder, by the way.
No, Danielle Kang.
yeah,
But
I can
anyway,
tell.
Okay, I just want to be clear in this
Um,
pod that I've been saying that Nelly Corder's the GOAT ever since the first episode. And I believe that I deserve my credit here.
Be good if we could see it, but
Yeah, shit.
there you go.
That's just
I can see myself on
that's
my
just
screen.
all right, and
you guys probably got the stats and stuff too for that. What was the other question you?
no, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't hate it all. Like, yeah, pineapple pizza. I've got kids, so it is, we get so many Hawaiians. But the I guess the last thing that I want to bring up is a challenge.
Love it.
Yeah. So, and we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt here, and we're going to challenge you to a 3-versus-1 scramble at Virginia.
I'm in.
And
What we need to talk about those stakes.
I'm in.
he's so, you know what? He's such a cocky bastard because I told him about your
Yeah, you
engagement
remember.
party. I told him about your engagement party. I think it was how you had the chipping green in the pool. And I remember, was that your engagement party?
Yeah, engagement
And
party.
I remember I went to Virginia. I was like, yeah, Zach, we had the chipping green in the pool, and he was like, you're lucky I wasn't there. I would have smoked you and stuff, and I would have taken that bottle of whiskey, no problem.
remember.
And I was just
Oh my
like,
God.
yeah,
Michael
so
in that, the guy that does never pick up
the
a
guy that
golf
doesn't
club
play
in his
golf
life.
on it,
Yeah.
just- Anyway,
luck.
That's so funny.
so obviously we know you're flat out, but when we can do it, we'll make it happen. 3-versus-1 scramble. Virginia.
I reckon we do a best of 3 though. I reckon we do Virginia. So Zach's home course, he should beat us there. But then I reckon we take it to Nudgy, Hayden, your favorite course, and then maybe if Zach doesn't beat us there, we go to Red Cliff for a playoff.
Love it.
Cool. So we'll work out the logistics of that, and maybe we can do a follow up. But that'd be cool if we can make that happen.
Get the camera out.
Yeah.
That does sound good, boys.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming along, man. Appreciate you taking some
That's
time.
all good. No, I enjoyed it. You guys are doing good. I think that this is fun, and just keep at it. Keep having fun with it.
Yeah, mate. Just don't forget about us on the way up, yeah?
Not at all. You're my first ever podcast. Number 1.
Always.
Yeah. We're working on sponsors. We'll get some Holin None, some gear for you to wear too.
I read that.
Well, hey, if you're looking for a sponsorship, I mean, we're probably happy to be number. Even if it's just, you need like 3 or 4 golf balls for a tournament, we could probably get in on that.
Maybe some shoelaces.
I like that.
Whatever, bro.
Shoelaces, yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's a wrap, boys. Zach, fantastic talking to you, man. You've given us great perspective. I know we'll all become better golfers for it, and if we don't, then that's on us. But it's been great talking to you, man. and yeah, we'll hopefully come back on and talk about the scrambles and see how we go there.
Yeah. Yes, sweet as. Look forward to round 1 of the match.
Sounds good, boys. All right. Until next time. Peace out.
Okay. See you guys.
See you, dude.